Welcome to this week's episode of the Louisiana Film Channel. I'm your host, Latangela Faye. Before we watch our first film, I want to remind filmmakers to submit your titles so we can share with the world. Remember, our app launches December 1st on all platforms, so help us spread the word. Now here are my friends, Leo Honeycutt and Patrick Mulhern, with our first film, Remnant.
And welcome back to the Louisiana Film Channel. I'm Leo Honeycutt, and guess what? There are people who are actually succeeding in this business. That's exactly right. We've got one of them right here. We're with Brandon Mayer from Prairieville, Louisiana, and he is the winner of the 48-hour film project that happens every year here in Louisiana. And in fact, Brandon, I'm going to get you to tell us a little bit about the 48-hour film project.
Yeah, so it's 48 hours. It's into a weekend usually, and
so you just have 48 hours to do a film.
Yes, it's like from 7 p.m. on Friday into like 7 on Sunday, and you know, it has some rules to kind of keep it confined to the 48 hours. So you have like, you know, a line of dialogue, a character that you have to you know, apply to, and it's just fun because, you know, typically, you know, Friday you get what your theme is because you got to draw it, and from Friday night you write your script and hopefully get it done before Saturday. But like we went into the next day writing our script, and then Saturday you do your production, and then hopefully on Sunday you do all your editing. And
did you sleep any at all?
I slept in maybe 6 hours at most. You know, it's hard to sleep whenever you're trying to just, you know, make sure everything, all the you know, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, because I mean it's maybe 5 to 7 minutes long, but you know, you got 4 or 5, you know, pages of script, and you want it to be good, you want to compete and things like that. And we really had a great team that came together, like very last minute came together, and I couldn't promote my team enough to just help this come to life for sure.
Well, it's hard enough to do a film in 48 months, right?
Yeah.
Much less 48 weeks or 48 days, but you did this in 48 hours.
Exactly, and you know, and this is one of my first short films, and to do it in 48 hours was like, you know, I'm like, what are we doing? It was, we were, the ultimate goal was to have fun, you know, and to enjoy what we were doing, but for us to, you know, for it to go as smoothly as it did for 48 hours, you know, we had a script and we were very proud of the script, and then for production to go really well, you know, weather was great, everybody showed up and everybody, you know, gave 110%, and then for even the editing, you know, if I were to look at it now, like we probably hit 98% of what we wanted it to be in the final product.
So how did you get into this business to begin with? What sparked this?
You know, when I first started out, I wanted to be like a graphic designer, and then that slowly started to shift. I was actually in front of the camera more for like a small youth group, you know, doing like little skits and things like that. And then it just continued to develop. And I found myself wanting to get behind the camera more. I started doing photos, and then it became more, you know, video, and then I just branched off more and more. So,
excellent. And so, give us a little context. When and where did you shoot this?
All right, so you have to get everything that you need for the film in New Orleans. So it's like a brick and mortar over there that you get all your information, and then we wrote everything that night here in Baton Rouge, and luckily one of my friends, he's worked in locations and things like that, and he was able to find a abandoned sugar mill. And when we talked to the owner over there and just explained what we were doing, it was, you know, low budget, no budget short film, and kind of explained 48 hours. He was really intrigued by that and was able to offer this facility to us, and the sugar mills in Port Allen, and we were able to shoot there. And I mean, once you see it, it's just, you know, it kind of sells the whole idea of what we were going for sure.
It really does. Where'd you get the name Remnant?
So we were throwing ideas out, like, because we wanted this idea of this, like, this source, this power, and maybe it's like a remnant of something, maybe even a relic of something that was.
So what we're going to see is sci-fi here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You know,
did you choose the sci-fi genre, or
did it choose you? We pulled suspense thriller. So we had this idea of what we wanted to do, so we committed to the location, and luckily we pulled suspense thriller. You know,
I didn't realize it was such improv.
Yeah. Like I said, my friend Achilles was able to find us a great location, and we were hoping to pull something like drama or suspense or thriller, and we lucked up and we were able to get it. And yeah, it was. We had an idea of a story, but we couldn't commit to it completely. And then when we found out that we pulled this genre, we're like, that's it. We're going to do there.
Well, they say it's better to be lucky than good, but I think that you're actually pretty good. So I can't wait for our audience to see the film, and so I think we're going to do that now.
Yeah.
Here it is, folks, ladies and gentlemen, Remnant.
Lorraine, you there? Did you copy my last?
I'm picking up a reading in the middle of the facility towards the west wall.
Copy.
You should be right on it. Yes. Be careful.
Copy.
The asset is volatile.
Got something.
Secure it and get the hell out of there.
Stand by.
Do you copy? Agent Chetta, do you read me? Agent Chetta, do you read me? What happened?
Someone attacked me.
Get it together. The asset is on the south wing of the facility.
Copy.
Double time. They're not going to let you back without it. Move! Come on, soldier. Move! You're almost on it. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I may have a visual.
Your vitals don't look good. Larry, did you touch the source?
Really? Do you think I'm that stupid?
Out. Agent Chetta, talk to me. You should have a visual. Larry! The energy source is disappearing. What is happening, Larry? Agent Chetta, talk to me. Copy. Larry, report. What is happening? Larry! Agent Larry Chetta, do you copy?
Agent Chetta died.
Who is this? What did you do with the asset? You know we'll never stop coming.
And we'll be ready every time.
Wow. You did that in 48 hours?
Yes, 48 hours.
I mean, dude, concept to completion in 48 hours.
And yet again, I have to promote the team. Like, we had an amazing team. I was spoiled for this to be my first short film. I was spoiled by people that are amazing. You know, gave 110% for sure. So
Everybody showed up?
everybody, well, so we had a couple actors that were lined up, but actually I had some friends step up. The actors in there are actually people that stepped up to be in the role. And,
You're kidding.
And they did an amazing job. They really could. I told one to just be ready for anything, and the other was actually supposed to be like our AC or our camera assist. So
And they became the lead actors.
absolutely, and I wouldn't have had it any other way because they both did an amazing job for sure.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but you did this for less than $1,000.
Yeah. I mean, everybody volunteered their times, but I had a couple of producers put a little money in when it came to food and things like that. But really, like, you know, we did it for a very low amount, and if I could have paid everyone, I would have for sure. And ultimately, we're hoping that this will lead into some other projects that we wanted to do for
I hear
sure.
the phone's ringing right now. Hollywood's calling. You did that
Yeah.
for 1,000? Come here. I think that maybe we should put his phone number or his email address up on the screen now.
You know, a lot of people were like asking for more because they saw it, and it was just a little. We just put enough in there for people to get interested and find it, like what's going to happen. And I don't know. It might lead to more, but we're hoping that people continue to stay interested and want to pass the film on for sure.
Well, I want to see more of it. I want to see what happens to her.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I want to see what you do next. I mean, look, seriously, if you could do that in 48 hours, what could you have done in 96 hours? What could you have done in 4 weeks? You know?
Absolutely. And yet again, like the whole goal is like for this to lead to more, and then to have the same team and just continue to build up another film. So
Well, let's talk about the team a little bit, because there are a lot of names in the credits that I recognize.
Yeah.
We mentioned one earlier, your locations guy, Achilles.
yeah,
you know?
Achilles was clutch when it came to finding the place. Deirdre Peterson was one
Right.
of our producers. She,
she's amazing.
She's ultimately like the reason why the film got made, for sure. And then, Kat Miguez was one of the actors. She was stepping up and just getting into place. Chris Simon was the other actor who was supposed to be just an AC helping with the camera. And Lightfoot, Chris Lightfoot was a friend of mine.
Who
that I
works
made-
here at Celtic
Yeah,
Studios.
yeah. We were on a Greyhound together, and he helped out and stuff like that. So there's many more names that I could name, and I'm sorry I can't name them all, but just everybody, like, it was on a Tuesday when I had a crew of 6,
Right.
and then like a couple beers later I had a team of like 15, 20 people, and it's just, yet again, being my first film, I feel very spoiled at how well everything went, and I couldn't be happier with everyone.
Cold beers
so.
help, especially because you guys shot this in like July, right?
Yeah, and it was supposed to be record heats that day, and we had overcast the whole day.
Yeah.
So I mean, yet again, like, it was just like someone was looking out for us.
Well,
for sure.
I recognize one of the locations. It's the Sinclair Sugar Mill we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
has been in many films now.
Yeah, and like I didn't want to do like a kidnapping scene. I didn't want to do necessarily a post-apocalyptic. I want to do something a little bit different.
Right.
And I feel like we really captured that with this film.
For those who don't know, it's in West Baton Rouge Parish in Port Allen. and it's not air conditioned.
No,
Safe to
no,
say.
and
No.
it's a safety hazard, nightmare. But luckily, no one got
That's
hurt.
what insurance is for. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Luckily, no one got
Where he
hurt,
spent his money.
and it was great for sure. Yeah.
But that's still incredible that you pulled this out of a bowl and they gave you your marching orders and then you came up with this in 48 hours, shot and produced and done.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and there's so many restrictions. Restrictions. Thank you. And like you need this certain prop, which was like a corkscrew. You need this line of dialogue was really, you need a secret agent, which we kind of captured that as well. And then you pull your genre as well, which is like suspense thriller. So it was confining for sure, but I thought we did a great job of putting it all in there for sure.
For the film nerds out there, tell us what you shot it on.
Oh yeah, we shot it on a C300, first generation C300, which was provided by Launch Media. Thank to them, and we shot it on some Sigma primes and nothing too fancy. And that was provided by a wedding friend of mine, Montoto Productions. So I had a lot of friends. I was pulling off favors for sure.
Okay,
And
for those who don't know what you're talking about, the Sigma meaning the lenses.
yes, Sigma primes. Just they're nothing too fancy. And we didn't, like I said, we didn't have much of a.
That was crisp. That picture was crisp.
Absolutely, and the thing is, at the end of it, we put a film grain on it too to kind of
Really?
yeah to sell the element of film. So
I was about to ask. The Post decided somebody put some serious thought into it or knew what they were doing.
that was Jordan Peck. This was actually
Peck.
his first short film he's ever edited, and he did an amazing job. And we were both all there, like in a room, kind of just putting our 2 cents, not getting in the way of him. But Saturday night, I would tell him like, "Hey man, I'm going to sleep for a couple hours. Take the edit, see what you can get with it." And then the next day, we woke up together and we were able to fine tune it and get it going. So
That's the music was pretty amazing.
absolutely. My friend Baron Creighton produced the music. He was actually the sound guy on set, and he also produced the music the day of Sunday.
So these are all Louisiana locals.
Absolutely. I can't promote Louisiana enough. I mean, these are all people that are doing amazing things, and I just want the best for them. And if we can continue to work together in the future, that'd be great.
So how does a person start? Somebody sees this, they say, wait a minute, I want to do that.
It's so funny, but like, just go do something. Like, go shoot something. Like, get a buddy together and go shoot something. Build a small story, something simple. Don't get overwhelmed. Like your friend driving to go pick something up. Just or you shoot something with your nieces or whatever. Just build a small story and just let that develop your skill. And even me, like I need to shoot more things and do more short films and things like that. And it's just, this kind of created a catalyst and an avenue for us to do something. And
Wow.
It was great.
Brandon, amazing.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, man,
for sure.
congrats. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's what the Louisiana Film Channel is all about. Thanks for tuning in. We got more for you right after this.
Hello, I'm Latangela Faye, and each week here on the Louisiana Film Channel, we have a special called Hollywood on the Bayou, produced by our friend and mentor, Ed Poole. I can't wait to see what exciting part of Louisiana film history he has for us this week. Take it away, Ed.
Thanks, Latangela. This episode of Flashback features a real-life local hero who served as a full bird colonel during World War II.
After the war, he ran the most prepared National Guard unit in the state.
During this time, organized crime and gambling had taken control of Louisiana.
When Louisiana's new governor vowed to reform the state, he turned to him to head the state police, a job he reluctantly accepted.
He did such a phenomenal job that Universal Studios came calling.
This is the story of Colonel Francis Grevenberg.
So let's flash back to 1958 for the film Damn Citizen. World War II hero Francis C. Grevenberg was trained by General George Patton and served under Teddy Roosevelt's son in the war. He was a full colonel in the Louisiana National Guard and had the most organized and combat-ready National Guard unit in the state. In 1952, Robert Keenan was elected as Louisiana's 48th governor, running on a reform platform and vowing to fight organized crime throughout the state. Keenan appointed Grevenberg as the state police superintendent with no police experience, a position Grevenberg reluctantly accepted. Grevenberg led a sledgehammer-swinging crackdown against illegal gambling in the state. He was credited with leading raids that resulted in smashing 7,000 slot machines and mothballing thousands more. Grevenberg's heroic efforts attracted the attention of filmmakers, and in 1958, Universal International released a film about his efforts called Damn Citizen.
Louisiana, 1952. In that year, war hero Francis Grevenberg was appointed superintendent of state police.
Narcotics and prostitution are my primary targets. Wherever we find them, we'll smash them.
Damn Citizen, photographed in the state where it happened, with more than 40 roles played by the very people who saw it happen. Now shown in some of the most startling scenes ever filmed.
Robert Gordon directed the film, which starred Keith Andes as Grevenberg. Other cast members include Maggie Hayes, Gene Evans, and Lynn Berry. Because it was a semi-documentary, little-known actors were chosen for the big roles, with many of the minor roles filled by New Orleans residents. Grevenberg acted as technical advisor during the film. The title of the film comes from a scene in the movie where a gangster notes that he's not a professional corrupt cop, the type that they were used to dealing with, but rather a damn citizen that had gone to war against them and couldn't be bought. Damn Citizen was filmed in several locations in New Orleans and Algiers. One of the film's most pivotal scenes was shot at a drugstore in historic Algiers Point. Other New Orleans scenes included those filmed at Gallier Hall, which once served as New Orleans City Hall. It was widely reported that CAO David McGuire asked the producers of the film to remove scenes photographed in the old City Hall that depicted illegal gambling, particularly those scenes made in the vacant mayor's parlor, showing it as a bookie joint being raided by state police. McGuire issued a statement indicating that the production unit did not have permission to use the old City Hall or any public building to photograph scenes depicting illegal gambling. Rain often delayed the shooting of the film, costing Universal thousands of dollars, but the studio felt it was worth the extra cost just to shoot the film in its actual locale. Damn Citizen premiered in Los Angeles on February the 26th, 1958, and was given an international release. In 2010, while researching a Louisiana poster that we had acquired for our collection, we realized there was almost no documentation on the thousands of films that had been made here since 1898. That's when the first production company came to Louisiana. As collectors of Louisiana movie posters for over 40 years, Sue and I decided to use our personal collection to go on a quest to bring awareness to this problem. Since that time, we've written 6 books on Louisiana film history, recreated over 90 classic Louisiana film prints, given dozens of presentations and exhibits around the state. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Louisiana Film History Flashback. If you're interested in acquiring any of our material, want more information on our projects, or want to know how you can help us in this fight to preserve our film history, go to our website, Hollywood on the Bayou. We thank you and see you next time.
Hi, I'm LaTangela Faye, host of the Louisiana Film Channel. The Louisiana Film Channel is a new app coming December 1st to all devices and showcasing Louisiana films, filmmakers, and our unique lifestyles. If you're a filmmaker, you can submit your titles by clicking Content Partner on our homepage. For Louisiana lovers across the globe, you can download the app starting December 1st and experience everything Louisiana, from gators to Mardi Gras, the music, food, and culture. Now here's my friend Leo Honeycutt with another great film called Who is Martin Danzig?
And welcome back to the Louisiana Film Channel. I'm Leo Honeycutt. So glad that you could have be with us for this, because we get to highlight every film that there is about Louisiana, past, present, and future. And we also want to show you that you can do a film anytime. You don't have to be 18, you don't have to be 28, you don't have to be 38, you can be 68. I'm not saying that's how old Michael Baker is, but he is here joining us on the show today. And Michael, thank you very much for coming in. I know you live in Texas now, but you're shooting your films in Louisiana.
Yes, I shoot them up in the Shreveport area to be a part of this Prize Fest that they have up there.
Right, Shreveport Prize Fest,
It's a wonderful thing, and part of the rules are you have to film there, but there's so many great reasons to film in Louisiana.
Like?
Incentives. The incentives are back. Good locations, and a lot of talented crew as well.
Have you been able to capitalize on the incentives?
I haven't, because my budgets
so
as
small.
A short film are small. They don't
sure.
even make the threshold.
Right. But it's funny because you still come over and want to film it in Louisiana, though you don't really get any money for doing it, but someday you think you will.
I hope so. It would be nice. You get the bug, and it's almost a cliche when you go around the country to film festivals and you talk to other filmmakers who have short films,
right?
And they say, well, yeah, I want to make a feature film one day. I said, well, don't we all?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So
now, you're originally from New York?
Yes, born and raised in Brooklyn.
Get out.
And moved out when I was 16, lived around the country, and finally settled, about 25 years ago in Dallas.
Wow. Do you still have that Yad accent?
I can use it when I'm doing this other. Well, yeah, of course I could talk Brooklyn when I need to.
Coffee.
You want to go get some coffee? Hey, bring me another donut here, huh? Yeah, you.
Yeah, there you go. So you could be doing cop and medical shows in New York right now.
I could put on the mobster thing too.
If you need I like that. Hey, that's pretty good. A little soprano thing going.
Yeah,
Also, you may not know this, but most of the education in New Orleans, educators back at the turn of the last century, came from New York. And to this day, their accents have translated through like 5 generations of students.
Really?
And that's why they call them the New Orleans Yats, because they speak like New Yorkers.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Is this
education.
true?
See, it is true. It's a true story. As long as I say it, it's a true story. Now, to the film itself.
Yes.
This is an unusual film.
Yes, it is.
Who is Martin Danzig? Where'd you get the idea?
This one goes back many, many years, the genesis of it. And I started writing scenes just for acting class and whatnot. And I had this idea of an old man sitting on a park bench feeding the pigeons, and 2 feds, FBI, CIA, NSA, come up to him and want to take him away.
Really?
And we never find out why, and he refuses to go with them. And the feds say, well, we're allowed to use, alternative methods. And he said, well, like put a bag over my head? What are you going to do? He says, well, we're allowed to. And he threatens them by saying, well, would you like to broadcast that over the internet? And he says, what are you talking about? He says, look up in the tree, and there's a camera watching him. He says, you think you're the only ones who are interested in me? Now get out of here before I call the real cops. And that was the whole scene. And people liked it. And they said, well, who is this guy? And I said, I don't know.
Martin
That's all I
Danzig.
wrote. That's all I wrote. I have no idea who he
You
is.
write good dialogue too, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate hearing that.
That feeding the pigeon thing is a very New York thing, but it also happens in New Orleans
everywhere,
as well.
Everywhere around the world. And so through the years, the only thing that remained in my mind was the old man sitting on a bench feeding the pigeons. And it took about 4 years to come up with what it was, what you'll see in a few minutes. But, and of course, that's where the title came from.
Sure.
We kept teasing ourselves, well, who is this guy?
Right.
Well, I don't know yet. I wrote him, but I have no idea who he is. And what was happening around the time, the world just seemed to have gone nuts that year when I really committed to finishing it and writing it.
Now, what year was this?
I can't remember.
18,
now.
19?
18, 17, 18.
17, 18, okay.
I think we just had the Sandy Hook massacre.
Ah, yes.
Where they slaughtered all those
Yep.
kids in the school. Maybe
Right.
Stoneman Douglas was not far behind. I think there was a war brewing somewhere, and just everything was going on that just
Right.
didn't feel right. And I think there was like people were out killing homeless people or something. And of course, at the same time, I was finally convinced myself and listened to my high school English teacher and read Paradise Lost, the great Milton poem from the 1600s. And reading a poem that was written 500 years ago, how contemporary it was.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's why it's a classic.
It's a classic, right?
Right.
And then it started coming together in my mind that Martin Danzig. Now I'm not gonna spoil it by saying who
Right.
I think he is, because I
Right.
want you to watch it and
Right,
make
right.
your own decisions. But he's there feeding it, and the refuse of humanity is closing in around him. You'll see this. He's dressed in rags, and he's fed up with the humans, the human race. And
This was filmed in Shreveport.
filmed in Shreveport, all in one park, Columbia Park.
Okay,
We filmed
all
it
right.
over 2 days. In fact,
Okay.
the night before the first shoot, a tornado came through, and we were terrified that we couldn't film it because it was all outdoors. But we managed to get it done.
Wow, tornadoes and everything, and
Yeah.
you still made the film.
Still made the film. It was
All
30
right.
degrees. We had to wrap blankets around the stars because it was so cold.
Okay, well, we can't wait to meet Martin Danzig, so we're going to go ahead and pitch to that film right now. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Who is Martin Danzig?
Hello, Marty.
You scared my birds.
I like what you've done with the place.
It's my Garden of Eden.
Well, the mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell.
Or a hell of heaven. Sit down, old friend.
Well, you look like crap, Marty.
You put on a few pounds, Simon.
At least I had a shower this morning.
My friends don't seem to mind.
You're early again, Marty.
I'm right on time, Simon. Again, always.
Punctuality will no longer be your concern.
I guess not.
Solitude is sometimes the best society.
Short retirement urges sweet return.
You had a good run of it, Marty.
They need me now more than ever, Simon.
Yes. Need. But they just don't want you anymore. Look at what you're offering them now.
They beat me down. They turned me into this.
It's time to go, Marty.
They were too strong. They're turning on each other now.
Yes. We see that too.
Give me one more month. 2 weeks. I'm not entirely useless, you know?
Billions of people are counting on us.
The fate of humanity. You know what, Simon? Humanity deserves what's coming.
Ah. And would you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Come along, old friend. Let's go for a walk.
Where are we going?
To the other side of paradise.
So, that's it? It's officially over?
Yes, your job is over.
What happens to me now?
It's up to you. I have one final gift for you, Marty.
Keep the gold watch, Simon. Time has no purpose anymore.
There. You see that girl over there?
The one picking flowers.
Watch what she does.
She's picking flowers.
Just watch.
Is something supposed to...
Goodbye, old friend.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to hurt you. It's just that I saw you giving flowers to those people, and I...
Today they needed flowers. Tomorrow they may need something else.
Tomorrow? Don't you have to be home soon?
This is my home.
I mean your house. Where are your parents?
I don't have any parents.
Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't there a shelter or someplace?
There is no place else. Everything is here, and everything is now.
It's going to be dark soon. You can't sleep here at night.
But at night to do with sleep.
Are you hungry? Can I get you
I
something?
know who you are, Martin Danzig. And I know why you're here.
No one knows who I am. And no one can know why I'm here. Who are you?
Simon calls me a mummy. I like it.
Simon. Simon. You're my gift.
Gift? I suppose I could be a gift. I'm your replacement.
So we're not going to abandon them.
We feel they still deserve a future.
You know, you can't force them to have hope. For so I created them free.
And free they must remain. A mind is not to be changed by a place or time. The mind is its own place. There's always hope. Time passes. Ideas evolve. Thoughts cascade around us endlessly.
Wise words for someone so young.
Not all are mine. Some of the locals are very helpful. And I'm not as young as I look.
And I'm not as old as I look.
Yes, you are, Martin Danzig. You're a lot older than you look.
So, what happens to me now?
That's up to you. You can't stay here anymore.
Yes, I know. I hear Elysium is very nice this time of year.
Come on, young man. Let me walk you back. I have to thank Simon for allowing me to meet you.
Be early to the meetings. It really annoys him.
Goodbye, Martin Danzig.
Goodbye, Amani. Heaven's last best gift. My ever new delight. They're in your hands now. See that they dress warm.
Across the earth I see you, swan-like moving there. The sun comes over trees and throws its light upon your hair. I'm shaken by a blackbird, I turn to hear its song. Looking back I cannot see you, my one and only one. First light of spring, my love, first light of spring. First light of spring, my love, is sweeter than anything.
Oh man, what a film! I mean, that's a little spooky.
A little bit spooky.
But the kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was sensational.
She is. She was a find. She's going places. She's
And
in
who was
Hollywood
that?
right now. Her name's Alana Gay.
Okay.
And you may have seen her on Grey's Anatomy. She had a bit part. She's on national commercials. Right now in Hollywood, she's on this Kids Bop show, singing and dancing.
I could see that because she's full of energy, but she also hit those lines just right too.
Perfectly.
Was Catherine Hatcher the director for this?
Nope, I directed that
You
one.
directed
I
this one
directed
this
it
time. Well, it's
'cause-
about time.
Well, you probably noticed that I wasn't in that one.
Right,
So
that's right.
that's why it looked so good on the screen.
So it was directed so well. So how did you keep her on task?
She's an actress. She's a professional. So I hope if you've paid attention to the film, and a lot of movies you can just turn on and leave on in the background and look up every so often. But in Danzig, I was very particular. Every line was in place, and the scenery. There's so many things I hope people noticed. The number 2 shows up everywhere in the film. There must have been 40 different instances. and they were all there on purpose.
All right, now we got to go back and look at it.
You have to go back and watch it again and look for these
subliminal notes here that you threw in. But
but half the dialogue.
One of the earlier interviews that you and I did, and you said, and you really hit it, the director is responsible for making sure the actors are honest.
Honest, right.
And so kudos to you because you were able to do that.
Thank you. It helps to be the writer, too.
Now, how did you get these big stars in here?
Right? How about that? Am I lucky?
Yeah.
For Danzig, I knew I wanted somebody around 80 years old. And Michael Caine's agent told me no. See if I cast him in anything else again. And a longtime Star Trek fan, I started thinking about those people. And I didn't want Sulu.
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
Yeah.
William Shatner's too big.
Right.
And I saw Walter Koenig, a recent picture of him. And he was dressed he wears that's his cap that he wears in the movie. And he has a picture of him with that. And I said, that's him. That's Martin Danzig.
Wow.
So I called his agent and I said, any chance, he'd be interested in doing a tiny little 11-minute short film in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the next thing I know, I flew him in, and he was here for the 3 days.
Wow.
We had fun at the Waffle House together. We had
That's fantastic.
A lot of improv.
Okay, now the angel, the guy dressed in white.
Yes. That's Kevin Page, and he was also a godsend for the film because we held an open audition for that. I just wanted to see who was out there.
He was a walk-on in Seinfeld quite often, wasn't he?
He was a recurring character on
That's
Seinfeld,
right.
through the last season. And for fans of the reboot of Dallas, he was Bum.
Oh.
Big part in Bum. His claim to fame among the geek community, his creds, if you will, is he was in the original RoboCop movie. Really? And he was the one controlling the monster that gets shot up 150 times right there on camera. And that was his first thing that made him kind of a star.
And these guys wanted to fly to Shreveport and work with the famed director, Michael Baker.
Go figure, right?
But you did it.
We did it, and they were fabulous, and they understood it.
See, that means you can dream big, and it can come true.
Absolutely, of course. Why dream otherwise?
Well, you're right.
Yeah.
Some people just give up on those dreams, though. But now you see, filmmaking is here in Louisiana, so you don't have to give up. It's right around the corner, and Michael Baker's just proved that.
Yeah, I try.
That's pretty good. I can't wait to see what the next film is. Michael, it's always good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And that film, once again, is Who is Martin Danzig? Sensational, and it's going to be at some more film festivals that we assume, but we can't wait to see what he's working on next. We'll have more with Michael Baker when he comes back. In the meantime, stick around. More of the Louisiana Film Channel.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's show. Watch our app coming December 1st to all platforms, including Apple TV, Android, Chromecast, and more. I'm Latangela Faye from Louisiana Film Channel. Thank you for joining me for this week's field trip. See you on the red carpet.